My name is Madeline and I do new videos every Tuesday where I talk about random things. Today we're going to be talking about the first 3 books in Jennifer L. Armentrout's From Blood and Ash series. From Blood and Ash is a series that is very hard to explain without spoiling, so I think you just have to go read it. If you haven't read the books, please do not watch this video. We are going to be talking about spoilers, but feel free to come back once you do, and then we'll talk about it. First book, From Blood and Ash, really good. It's really long and it's a lot of world building, and I do kind of feel like it could have been shorter. Having said that, what's really interesting about it is I was so focused on trying to see if Hawk was also Castile that I didn't even get the vampire thing. And I'd heard it was a vampire book, but I thought Hawk was a vampire and that was it. So it was really shocking. I also think Poppy's just a really good character. I really did like this book. I read it in 24 hours. I would recommend it. It was pretty entertaining. I wouldn't say like this is the best book I've ever read, but it was really fun. The second book is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. This book is kind of good in the same way that A Court of Mist and Fury is pretty good. Like, it's more about figuring out who you are and falling in love. It's kind of that storyline, and I really enjoyed it. This book also got me through my second vaccine shot, so thank you for that. When I finished the first book, I ordered the second book, but it wasn't going to come for 2 days, and I needed it immediately, so I read the free trial on Kindle. I read the free chapters on Google Books. Like, it was that kind of thing where you just can't put it down. Very good. And the third book, which came out pretty recently, is The Crown of Gilded Bones. A lot of people found this book too much world building, kind of a filler, kind of setting up the next books. I enjoyed it, but it did take me way longer than normal to read, so I do think it was a little bit slower paced than the other books, which are kind of page turners. The ending was a cliffhanger, holy crap. So that's really interesting. I also think that the world building in this one gets into elementals and deities and gods and that kind of thing more, and I don't like that. So I wish it was just vampires, but hopefully this stuff's necessary and going forward, like, it'll matter more, but I don't really like that kind of thing. So this book was my least favorite out of the 3. A theory I have for the next book is I think she's gonna have to ascend Tawny and turn her into a god too, because Tawny's like pretty gravely injured. So I'm thinking that's gonna happen, not 100% sure. I'm also wondering if Tawny and Kieran might get together, because Kieran, he has sort of a romantic attachment to this one character, but I don't really get like a vibe like they're serious. So I think, I don't know, I just feel like that'd be kind of cute. Any thoughts on that? Also, I can't believe they killed off Ian, because the whole first 2 books you're like, is Ian ascended? Is Ian still good? And then Ian is still good, but he is like, he is ascended, right? I don't know, I can't even remember now. But then, like, for him to die like so quick, I was like, oh my gosh. I also think that one girl who's working as kind of like a bodyguard, I think that she is good, but I'm not sure. Also, like, the whole thing with the queens, like, oh man, it was just really complex. Having said that, am I excited for the next book? Of course. Something I did want to talk about is that there are so many similarities between this series and Jennifer L. Armentrout's other series, the Lux series, which I think I actually do prefer because I love alien stuff. So in both series, one of the main characters has healing powers. There are characters with glowing eyes, and that's how you can distinguish that they're not humans. There are shapeshifters. In the Lux series, the shapeshifters are the aliens who can kind of create the illusion of any form. In these books, it's the Wolven, who are werewolves. There's also a marriage between the characters that happens pretty early on in the series. In the Lux series, there's like a mind link between kind of like soulmates, sort of. And then in this series, there is a mind link between Poppy and the Wolven. You could definitely see Jennifer L. Armentrout's love of gardens, like her real life love of gardening, in both series, because there's lots about how beautiful gardens are and admiring gardens in this series. And then in the Lux series, our main character Katie loves to garden. We have betrayal by father figures. In the Lux series, the guy who's dating Katie's mom turns out to be bad. And then we also have Damon's kind of father figure, Matthew, turns out to be bad. In these books, we have Alistair, who turns out to be bad. I was so worried that Vikram was going to be bad, but he was good in the end. But yeah, Alistair does betray them. In both books, the main love interest has a flirty nickname for the main character that she doesn't like. In Lux, Damon calls Kat Kitten. In From Blood and Ash, Hawk calls Poppy princess. But I think the biggest commonality is kidnapped brothers. Brothers who have been kidnapped by the government. Because in Lux, Damon's brother Dawson has been kidnapped by the government. And then in From Blood and Ash, Hawk's brother has been kidnapped by the opposing government. So again, just kind of interesting. You can see how certain tropes Jennifer likes to work with, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In fact, I think it's kind of fun to draw commonalities between series. I also did that with Stephenie Meyer's Twilight and The Host. There are a lot of commonalities there as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means so much to me. Please leave a comment. I love to interact with you. Have you read these books? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It means so much to me, and I will see you next Tuesday. It's the guy who's dating Katie's mom's dad. Katie's mom. Okay. Hello?